Hello everyone, Namaskar. Welcome to the basic course in Assamese. As you are already aware, this course focuses on establishing fundamental skills to help you navigate everyday situations and interact with ease. So far, we have come across and learned the Assamese alphabet, basic vocabulary, simple phrases, and daily conversation sentences. We have also explored cultural heritage, land, literature, personal pronouns, kin terms, culinary terms, and grammatical aspects such as tense, aspect, number, classifiers, subject-verb agreement, case, and reflexive, reciprocal, and possessive phrases. In this lecture, we will focus on another key grammatical aspect of the language, namely expressing negation in Assamese. Negation is a fundamental concept in any language. It allows us to deny an action, reject a statement, or express the absence of something. In Assamese, negation is structurally simple but linguistically very interesting because it involves prefixation, vowel changes, and interaction with different grammatical elements. In this lecture, we will understand how negation is formed, how it behaves with verbs, and how it functions in contexts such as aspectual and modal constructions. Let us begin with a simple understanding to know the basic concepts of negation. Negation means expressing the opposite of a statement, that is, denying or rejecting an action, event, or situation. In everyday communication, we often need to say that something did not happen, is not happening, or will not happen. This is where negation becomes important. In simple terms, when a sentence states that an action takes place, it is called a positive or affirmative sentence. But when we deny that action, we form a negative sentence. For example, the affirmative or positive sentence, I eat rice, may be turned into its negative counterpart, I do not eat rice. In the first sentence, the speaker confirms the action of eating rice. However, in the second sentence, the speaker denies that action by using negation. In Assamese, negation is mainly expressed by a prefix na. This prefix plays a central role in forming negative sentences in the language. It is important to understand that this na is a bound morpheme, which means it cannot stand alone as an independent word. Unlike English, where we use a separate word like not, Assamese incorporates negation directly into the verb. Therefore, the negative marker must always attach to a verb and it forms a single grammatical unit with that verb. Coming to the basic rule of negation, we can start understanding the most important structural rules of negation in Assamese. Firstly, the negative marker na always comes before the verb. Secondly, it directly attaches to the verb and forms a single unit. This means that negation is always preverbal in Assamese. It never appears after the verb or as a separate element in the sentence. Instead, it is prefixed to the verb and modifies its meaning from positive to negative. For example, moi sa khao. That means I drink tea may be turned into its negative counterpart moi sa na khao, which means I do not drink tea. In the positive sentence, khao is the verb which is equivalent to drink, whereas in the negative sentence, na is prefixed to the verb, turning it into na khao. Thus, negation directly negates the verb and changes the meaning of the sentence. Let's learn negation of more verbs in Assamese. Tai muk nedekhile. That means she has not seen me. Tai muk nedekhile, which is the negative counterpart of tai muk dekhile. That means she has seen me. Ami kailoi dukan nukholu. That means we will not open the shop tomorrow. Ami kailoi dukan nukholu, which is the negative form of ami kailoi dukan khulim, means we will open the shop tomorrow. Moi gan nuhunu. That means I do not listen to songs. Moi gan nuhunu, which is the negative counterpart of moi gan hunu. That means I listen to songs. Tumi kyo nokola. That means why haven't you said? Tumi kyo nokola, which is the negative counterpart of tumi kyo kola. That means why have you said? Deutai muk jabo nidile. That means my father hasn't allowed me to go. Deutai muk jabo nidile, which is the negative counterpart of Deutai muk jabo dile. That means my father has allowed me to go. He khel nasai. That means he doesn't watch matches. He khel nasai, which is the negative counterpart of he khel sai. That means he watches matches. These sentences contain negative verbs, namely nedekhile, nukhulu, nuhunu, nokola, nidile, and nasai. In these verbs, what is happening is that the no prefix changes based on the vowels in the first syllables of the verbs, which is a morphophonemic phenomenon in Assamese called vowel copying in negation. A very important feature of Assamese negation is vowel copying. It is a type of vowel harmony where the full vowel features are copied. When the negative prefix na is added, it often copies the vowel of the first syllable of the verb. We can take more examples such as moi mas na khao. That means I do not eat fish. The verb kha contains the vowel a. So the negative prefix becomes na, resulting in na khao. Here the a sound is copied from the verb to the negative prefix. This shows how the vowel of the verb influences the form of negation. He nuhule, which means he did not sleep. Here the verb hu contains the vowel u, so the negative prefix becomes nu. Here the u sound is copied from the verb to the negative prefix. Thus, he khele, which means he plays, becomes he nekhele. That means he doesn't play. The verb khele contains the vowel a. It is copied from the verb to the negative prefix. Let's take one more example. Tumi kam nokora. That means you do not do work. Here, the O vowel is copied from the verb to the negative prefix. So now we know that this phenomenon is called vowel harmony. This rule assists us in making the learning of negation in Assamese easy and systematic. Now what happens when the verb to be negated starts with a vowel? How are verbs like ah and negated? Very simple. Just add the negative prefix na without a vowel. The vowel is already there to combine with it and negate them as na, as in nahi bi. In the sentence toi nahi bi means you do not come, and ner, as in nerile. In the sentence he tar bea obhak tu nerile, which means he has not given up his bad habit. So far, we have come across negation of main verbs in Assamese. In both cases, that is, finite and non-finite verbs, the negative prefix na is used with the main verb. Let's learn how the negative prefix co-occurs with a non-finite verb in the sentence moi eku nukhuakoi ahilu. Moi eku nukhuakoi ahilu, which means I have come without having anything. Moi eku nukhuakoi ahilu. Here, nukhuakoi, which means without having, is a non-finite verb. Let's now learn negation in aspectual constructions. It is an advanced concept known as aspectual negation. In Assamese, when a sentence involves an aspect, that is, whether an action is completed or ongoing, the structure of negation changes. In such cases, the main verb does not directly take the negative prefix. Instead, negation is expressed through an existential auxiliary verb. For example, ami hua nai. That means we have not slept. Here, hua is in an aspectual form of the verb hu, means sleep, and nai is the negative counterpart of the existential auxiliary verb as, which is used in Assamese to express existence or state, similar to is or are in English. In negative constructions, this existential verb combines with the negative marker na and appears in the form nai. So, structurally, the main verb who expresses the action, that is sleep, and the existential verb as expresses the state of completion or existence of that action. In negation, the existential verb as is negated into nai. As a result, the sentence literally conveys the idea that the state of having slept does not exist. Let's learn another Assamese sentence with aspectual negation. He ghorot nai. That means he is not home. In this sentence, there is no main action verb. Instead, the sentence expresses a state or condition being at home. Here, nai again comes from the existential verb as. It indicates the absence of existence or presence. So, the sentence literally means that the state of being at home does not exist for the subject he. This shows that the existential verb plays a very important role in Assamese negation, especially in aspectual constructions where it carries tense and agreement, and in locational or stative sentences where it expresses presence or absence. The position of the negative prefix in Assamese aspectual constructions confirms that it consistently attaches to the verb. regardless of whether the verb is a main or auxiliary form. Now, let's learn how Assamese modal verbs are negated. Tai ইংৰাজী ক'ব পাৰে. It means she can speak English, which may be negated as Tai ইংৰাজী ক'ব নোৱাৰে, meaning she cannot speak English. Here, par, which means can, is the modal verb. In negative form, it becomes noir, means cannot. The negative marker attaches to the modal verb, not the main verb. In this particular case, the modal verb par changes into war in its negative form noir. This kind of change is called verb root alternation in linguistics. Let's now learn how imperative sentences turn into prohibitive sentences. So, we are going to learn in this section how to tell someone not to do something. In English, we use structures like do not go, do not open the door, and so on. An imperative sentence is a type of sentence that gives a direct command, request, invitation, warning, or instruction. These sentences typically start with a verb and they have an implied subject you, that is the person being addressed. Dorjakhon bondho nokoriba. That means do not shut the door. Dorjakhon bondho nokoriba. In this sentence, the verb koriba carries the future tense ba, which is followed by the second person agreement marker a. When the negative prefix no is added, it becomes nokoriba, which means do not shut. Here, although the verb appears in a future form, the meaning is not about future time. Instead, it expresses a command or instruction not to perform the action. Thus, the sentence Dorjakhon bondho nokoriba means do not shut the door. This shows that in Assamese, future tense forms can be used to express negative commands. Iat eku nepelaba, which means do not throw anything here. Iat eku nepelaba. Here, iat means here, eku means anything, and pelaba means throw. The negative form nepelaba is formed by adding the prefix no. Again, the verb appears in a future-like form, but the meaning is prohibitive, not future. The sentence instructs someone not to perform the action. Negative imperatives often use the future tense because they are intended to forbid an action from being performed later. Let's now see some important observations from this lecture. Here are the key points from our discussion. Negation is formed in Assamese using the prefix na. It always appears as a prefix to the verb. It often copies the vowel of the first or the only syllable of the verb with which it co-occurs and forms its allomorphs, namely no, na, ni, nu, ne, and nu. The negative prefix occurs in the form no, that is without a following vowel sound, with verbs beginning in a vowel. In aspectual constructions, it appears with existential verbs, and in modal constructions, it attaches to the modal verbs. To conclude, negation in Assamese is formed by prefixing no to the verb, and it follows clear structural rules. While the process appears simple, features like vowel copying make it linguistically rich. We also observe how negation behaves differently in aspectual and modal constructions. Understanding these patterns is essential for forming correct negative sentences and improving fluency in Assamese. Thank you for joining this session. Until next time, stay tuned and ready. Keep learning and stay curious. Dhanyabad.